Hi there. If you are a woman who has been trying to give up alcohol for some time and had various attempts of a certain number of days and then gone back to drinking and maybe scratching your head about why it's not working for you, then this video will be for you. My name is Jules Rutherford. I am a certified life coach and I've been working with women over 45 generally since 2018. And the passion of my life is to free women of alcohol so that they can create the lives that they truly deserve to live and kind of start to exist in that authentic space that is who they are. And one of the things that I hear on a regular basis is I can get to X number of days and then it all falls apart. And very often that story comes along with, I got to 30 days and then on day 31, I just thought, oh, well, I'll have a drink. Or I got to 90 days and thought the same thing. And very often that day counting can end up being almost subconsciously a countdown to drink. When I stopped drinking, that 30-day goal, I didn't actually get there, although I haven't drank since then, because I got to week 3 and just thought, this is what happy people feel like. I am not giving up on this. So I decided at that point, that was it. I was never going to drink again. But as I've worked with women over the years, it's one of the things that I've come up against time and time again. And I, for a long time now, have been giving a slightly different kind of advice to help women actually succeed at giving up. And it usually raises some eyebrows because I don't think it's common in the quit lit world, but I know it works. And it's actually to stop counting the days, stop reading the books, and just focus on something else. And I'll come to the something else in a minute. But my problem with counting the days is that it's keeping your focus on the wrong thing. We know that we get more of what we focus on. You know that if you're thinking about buying a new car, you will see the brand that you've been thinking about everywhere you go. I did that recently. I've been thinking about getting a car, and the particular model of car that that I'm thinking about is everywhere. It is everywhere, but it's not, because it's not like it's there because I'm thinking about it. It's just my brain is recognizing it and it's looking for patterns, and that's what the brain does. So when it comes to counting the days for giving up alcohol, it's the same thing. You are focused on counting the days that you are not drinking. And that's kind of where I have a little bit of a problem, because if you are thinking about not drinking and you're counting every day, where's your focus? Your focus is in completely the wrong place, because all you're thinking about is drinking. You wake up, pat yourself on the back because you had a great night's sleep, and say, another day in the bag. Here goes, and I'm going to do well today as well. And you end the day getting into bed saying, great, another sober day, and I'm going to get a great night's sleep. And this repetitive counting, but keeping your focus on those days around alcohol, to me is a little bit unhelpful. Now, I know that some of you will be really motivated by counting the days, but if you've tried it a few times, I want you to consider that there might be a different way of doing it. One of the problems about counting the days is that it kind of requires quite a lot of willpower, and willpower is a finite resource. You cannot willpower your way to sobriety in the long term, indefinitely. And what I would like to get you to think about is, rather than counting the days and focusing on alcohol, because that's all you're doing, it's actually to think about something much, much more interesting, important, brilliant, and that's you. Women, and certainly older women around my generation, we've all been brought up that we have to care about everybody else, we have to think about other people, we run around to everybody, we're terribly busy, we're working, we're doing. And a lot of that doing is for other people. But in reality, it means that taking care of ourselves takes a bit of a back seat. I do know that women generally have quite a hard time thinking about themselves and thinking, what do I want, and putting that in place. Now, in terms of giving up alcohol, I think it comes down to your whys. Why do you want to stop drinking? Very often when you're drinking, your brain is kind of all fuzzed up with, alcohol fumes, and it's quite hard to think really clearly. So you end up just thinking, I want to stop because I want to feel better, or I want peace, or I just want it gone. But often you actually achieve that much more quickly than you think you do. It can happen within a couple of weeks. And once you've achieved that, it's sort of like, oh, okay, what next? And this is something I learned from the Facebook group that I used to have, where women would declare, I've done 30 days, hurrah. And then they would, see you later. And then they would come back and go, I'm drinking more than I was before I stopped. What do I do? And my question was always, while you were stopped, what were you focusing on? And every woman always answered the same way. I was counting the days, doing all the things that everybody says I'm supposed to do. And that's where I learned that there was a different way, and that is to focus on yourself. And that, I know, is a little bit hard for a lot of women, but actually it is, in my experience, a much nicer way to stop drinking than gritting your teeth and I can do it. It's such an awful way to stop doing something that is so horribly bad for you, and the benefits of not doing it are so wonderfully brilliant that actually it's a bit of a no-brainer. But to insert some stuff in there that is about you taking care of yourself, that can be a little bit of a challenge. So your whys need to be something that is so motivating that alcohol doesn't get a look in. Now, that I don't know what that is for you. It could be your children or your grandchildren, being a great mother, being a great grandmother. It could be improving the relationship with your partner. It could be getting out of the relationship with your partner. And I don't say that lightly, because I know that can be a difficult thing. But I also know many women drink because they're not happy in their relationships and can't find the courage to do something about it, because alcohol has just slumped you down into a state of misery and anxiety and doesn't allow you to see reasonable solutions to your problems. So what is it that would motivate you? For me, on week 3 of my sobriety, I had this epiphany that, wow, this is what happy people feel like. And I knew at that point, there was no point in counting days. What was the point of that? For me, not drinking for the rest of my life was a no-brainer, because that feeling of happiness, relaxation, peace, calm, joy, real aliveness, feeling like I could see the beginnings of my real self, that was the biggest motivator. And more bits of motivation came along over time that improved relationships with my children and my friends, the improvement in the work I was doing and how I was thinking, my ability to change my circumstances, to fix my problems. anything that you throw at me now, it's not a problem. It might create a bad day, but I can deal with it. And that's what I want for you. If you have read all of the Quit Lit, I'm not dissing them at all. I think there are some great books out there. But if you've read them all and you're still drinking, I would ask you to question, what is it that you're getting out of them? And if you've been counting the days and you're still drinking and you do this back and forth, I would ask you, is it working for you? Because clearly it isn't. If you could even imagine for a minute who you are without alcohol and what your life might be like, how you might transform it, that can be a much bigger motivation than clicking an app every day or reading the same book again, hoping for a sentence to leap out at you. It isn't going to work if it hasn't worked before now. I am sorry, but it's not. Start focusing on you. What matters to you? Where is your joy? Where is the real you? Where is authentic you hiding? And what would she do if she was completely free to live the life that she deserved? Let me know in the comments below. Please subscribe so that other women like you can get the support they need for giving up alcohol. I'd love to hear from you. Much love and take care. And one last thing, just remember, alcohol is nothing. You are everything. Lots of love.